According to Albert Einstein, we cannot solve a problem from the same level of consciousness that created it. My name is Corinna Stoffel, and I'm the host of Toward a New World. The world seems to be falling apart. Are you as frustrated as I am with the talk about how to fix things or what needs to change, yet nothing changes? In the episodes, I invite people to look from different perspectives, sometimes even contrary to the current points of view. My intention is to evoke a different level of consciousness by empowering listeners to explore what is true for them and begin to live their lives from that place, thus changing their lives and through it, the world. If this appeals to you, I ask you to subscribe to the podcast on this channel.
Hello and welcome. Here we are again. I have talked and written a lot about gratitude. Gratitude is important for me. And I often wonder how much gratitude do we have? I catch myself to be often on autopilot, which means I do not take the time to acknowledge when I'm grateful, what I'm grateful for. And at the same time, I'm aware that we can do gratitude or we can be gratitude, meaning we are grateful. So, what's the difference? What's the difference if I don't even acknowledge that I'm grateful for something? And in a way, the difference is if I do gratitude, how often do I acknowledge? Because that is what one does. And if I'm being grateful, I just perceive it in here. And it's part of me. It's part of how I interact with the world. And it's not necessarily making a big to do around it. It's just even having the thought, thank you, universe. That is enough of gratitude if you're being it. So it's both possible because it seems to be a contradiction, being, doing. And it is. We can be both. And I feel it doesn't hurt if we acknowledge our gratitude, if we make ourselves aware of how we feel about what is going on. And the question that I often have, gratitude seems to be so easy if we are grateful for something that's going well, for something that we judge positive, etc., etc. What about being grateful for something that we do not judge positive? There is a challenge for us. And to be honest, I have to admit that ultimately, so often I have grown way more in challenging times and going through challenges and being grateful for them. It's often in retrospect, but I have become kinder, gentler, more understanding of other people because as a sudden I went through something, more in allowance towards others. Challenge it's sort of like for physical strength, you go to the gym. Challenge is your psychological, emotional gym. I would almost compare it to that. So, what if we stop judging things as positive and negative and just are present with whatever is and be grateful for it? And I find myself sometimes to go through being grateful, not grateful, through this whole wave around the same thing, depending on the day of the week, the day of the month, the mood I'm in, and the day, or what is going on. Is there a challenge? Then I may say, "Meh," and if everything is running smoothly, I'm happy. And as I said, in retrospect, I often accept challenge and am happy for it. So, gratitude, listening to that and saying that, gratitude gives me a deeper connection to life. And I relate differently to life in that sense. So, I'm shifting perspective. The energy shifts if I'm willing to go to gratitude. If I'm down and angry or upset, if I can be grateful for something, the energy goes up and I feel differently. What if I do that as self care? You know? And what if I am grateful because when I tell the universe, thank you, and thank you, I want to feel more of that. The universe is responding. And the one thing that I have learned is that the universe has my back. The universe is supporting me. And that may sound strange if something unpleasant happens, but it is true. As I said, ultimately, I found I grew the most during challenging times. So, what if I make the choice to be grateful? What if I don't wait for an external situation? What if I don't wait for external motivation to be grateful? What if I'm just grateful? What would that create? And how would that make me feel? What would that do for my energy level? Could we go? Life, from my perspective, becomes richer, deeper, more connected, more intimate almost when I'm grateful. What is it that you find when you are grateful? Are you keeping a gratitude journal? I have to admit I don't. And I go to bed reflecting on the day and being grateful for what happened, or at least pointing out the one or the other event to myself. Sometimes I even wake up and remember a dream and say, wow, that was an interesting dream, or a weird dream. Could also be the case. So, what if we practice gratitude? What if? What would happen? I would appreciate if you left a comment and let me know what happens for you if you practice gratitude or what your experience with gratitude is. So until next time, take care. Bye bye.